Hello and welcome back. So last time we made a score and we added high score logic, but we didn't really add a high score. So let's go ahead and copy the score, just duplicate it, and I will call it high score. And let's just reposition it to maybe the bottom right and make sure that it is centered and okay here. Okay, should look fine. And now back in our script, when we update our score, let's go ahead and update our high score as well. We also need to get a reference to the high score, of course, so public text high score. And whoops, it's the same as the integer, so let's go ahead and avoid that. High score text, let's call it that, and make sure that after we update the score, we update the high score as well. So let's go ahead and get the here we want this to be equal to the player preferences get integer, so we want to get the high score from our preferences and make sure that it is converted to a string, and then we are going to be adding it to the text. Let's see if that works. I'm going to just add the high score to the player. Okay, there we go. High score text, there you are. Now if I run, you can see how the high score is updating as well, and now I've died. If I restart, it should be set to 15, and there you are, the high score is 15 and the score is 0. Of course you can polish this up a bit by adding, you know, text and more beautiful colors, but I don't want to take up your time with that. You know how to do that by now. Now let's go ahead and go to the enemy controller, and what I want to do is get a public game object and actually, yeah, game object power up and a public game object power down. Now I want these to be spawned when the when the enemy is killed. So let's go ahead and when we die here, before we die, I'm actually going to create a random number. So int random number. I'm going to go ahead and say random.range between 0 and 100, and if this random number is less than, let's say, 50, actually if it's less than 30, I'm going to instantiate the power up at transform.position with power up dot transform.rotation. But if the random number is greater than 80, I'm going to instantiate the power down at transform.position with power down transform.rotation. There we go. Make sure to copy this for the bottom code as well, because this is when the actually, let's not create the power-ups when the player kills us, because it might be unfair when we collide with the player. We just create a power-up and we kill him. He doesn't have time to react. Now back into Unity. If we click on our invaders, we need to give this to all of them. So let's go ahead and select the first one, the prefab, of course, and now we have the power up and power down parameters. Make sure to just add our power up and our power down, and of course to the second one and to the third one. There we go. Let's just check if our power-ups, let's add to our power-ups the death timer script. I want them to be destroyed after 3 seconds. And there we go. Now if I run the game, we have a high score and we have power-ups. Let's see if I can actually get to the point where we get some power-ups. Okay, there's one power-up. Now we're much stronger. There's another power up, there's a power down, and after some time they of course disappear. Okay, so this looks awesome. The score high score works, enemies work properly. So yeah, that's been our Space Invaders game. In the next section we'll go ahead and enter the world of 3D lighting, shaders, and things like that. But for this game I want you to polish it up a bit, make the background more beautiful, and add some more special effects. Create particle effects for all enemies, so when each enemy dies, create a particle effect for him, and send us your version of the game, build it, and send us an executable. We would love to play it. So thank you for watching this section. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.